Some realizations do not arrive suddenly. They do not come with strong emotions or clear signs. They appear quietly, after years of being overlooked, when a person begins to feel the slow weight of staying silent. Many adults know this feeling. It shows up in small ways, in meetings where your voice fades into the background, in conversations where your ideas are passed over, in moments when you are told to wait just a little longer while others move ahead. Over time, it can make you question not just your place, but your worth. Elena had worked at the same company for nearly a decade. She knew the systems well, understood the people, and could often sense problems before they became obvious. Her days followed a familiar rhythm. She arrived early, completed her tasks carefully, helped coworkers when they asked, and stayed late when deadlines demanded it. She was dependable in a way that rarely drew attention. In meetings, she listened closely, taking notes while others spoke freely. When she offered an idea, it was sometimes interrupted or gently pushed aside with a promise to revisit it later. She was often told she was doing great and that patience would be rewarded in time. At first, Elena accepted this without much thought. She believed that steady work would eventually speak for itself. She did not want to seem difficult or demanding. She told herself that staying quiet was part of being professional. When her name was missing from important discussions, she assumed it was an oversight. When her contributions were overlooked, she reminded herself that recognition was not the most important thing. These thoughts helped her move through the days, even as a quiet frustration settled deeper inside her. Outside of work, Elena felt the effects more clearly. She was often tired, not just physically, but in a way that felt personal. She replayed conversations in her mind, wondering if she should have spoken differently or more firmly. She noticed how easily others claimed space, and how naturally she stepped back. Still, each morning, she returned to her desk and continued as she always had, hoping that consistency would eventually be enough. The moment that changed something did not happen during a big meeting or an argument. It came one afternoon when Elena was alone in a small conference room, preparing notes for a project she had quietly supported from the beginning. As she reviewed the documents, she realized that her role was barely visible in the final plan. Others would present the work. Others would answer questions. Her effort would remain behind the scenes, as it often did. Sitting there in the quiet, she felt a clear and honest thought surface. This pattern was not temporary. It had become normal. Elena did not feel angry. She felt calm, in a way that surprised her. For the first time, she understood that being patient had slowly turned into shrinking. She saw that waiting for others to notice her had allowed her own voice to fade. In that quiet room, she asked herself a simple question. What would it mean to respect herself, even if nothing else changed? The next meeting arrived a few days later. As usual, the discussion moved quickly. Voices overlapped. Ideas were exchanged and redirected. When Elena began to speak, someone interrupted her, as they often did. This time, she paused, took a breath, and spoke again. Calmly and clearly. She did not raise her voice. She did not explain herself excessively. She simply finished her thought. The room grew quiet for a moment, and then the conversation continued. No one reacted strongly. There was no dramatic response. But something inside her shifted. After that, Elena began making small changes. She prepared her points ahead of time and shared them without apology. She stopped filling silences with explanations meant to make others comfortable. She said no when she needed to, and yes only when it felt honest. Not every effort was noticed. Not every moment went smoothly. But she felt different, lighter, more present in her own life. Her role at the company did not change overnight. Titles remained the same. Processes stayed familiar. But Elena no longer felt invisible to herself. She understood that self-respect did not require permission. It began with recognizing her own value, even when others were slow to see it. The quiet confidence she carried began to shape how she moved through her days, steady and grounded. And perhaps that is the lesson worth holding. Self-respect often grows quietly, after years of being overlooked. It does not demand attention or approval. It shows itself in small, calm choices to speak honestly, to take up space without force, and to stop shrinking to fit expectations that no longer serve you. Sometimes the most important recognition is the one you give yourself.